Dear children, in the last video we learned about the sources of rural credit, which is an important element of agricultural production. Now, in this session we are going to learn about a new term, that is agricultural marketing system, which is also a very important element of rural development and agricultural production. Now, what is this agricultural marketing system? Agricultural marketing system is a process that involves assembling, storage, processing, transportation, packaging, grading and distribution of different agricultural commodities across the country. Now you know that farmers will produce the food grains. Now after producing these food grains, it has to be distributed properly to different channels. Good transportation should be there. Now good network of roads, railways, that is what I mean by transportation, that has to be there. Now the produced goods has to reach the market in a proper way. The farmers nowadays are facing problems with regarding to the storage. The food grains, they have to store it properly. Now lot of processes are there in between. After cultivation, lot of processes are taking in between to reach the products in the market. So agricultural marketing system is a program which is evolved by the government for the proper management of agricultural production. So agricultural marketing system refers to the process that involves assembling of food grains or the produce of farmers, storage. After producing, it has to be stored properly, otherwise food grains will get destroyed. Processing, transportation, packaging, grading, according to their quality it has to be graded, and distribution of different agricultural commodities across the country. So all these are involved in agricultural marketing system. So agricultural marketing system is a very broad concept which involves all the aspects of agricultural process. Now after production of food grains, all these has to take place. That means to all the marketing channels, the food grains has to reach to all the marketing channels. So for the food grains to reach properly to the marketing channels, all the terms which we have discussed here is very important. Proper assembling of food grains, packing of food grains, storage of food grains, transportation, grading and then distribution. Only then we consumers can purchase the commodities from the market. Now, so the government measure which has been evolved for the proper management of agricultural production is known as agricultural marketing system. Now let us see what are the benefits of this agricultural marketing system. It enables the farmers to dispose their surplus produce at fair and reasonable prices. So it is initiated by the government. So it enables the farmers to sell their surplus production at a reasonable and fair price. They need not sell it to the sellers and other sellers in the market, other big sellers in the market. They have their own way to sell their products in the market in such a way that they are getting a reasonable price for their products. Now let us see how they are going to get a reasonable price for their products in the coming topics. Now it avoids all the problems faced by the farmers, such as manipulation by the traders. That is what I told you. They need not give their produce to the other big sellers in the market, because these were the problems faced by the farmers before the arrival of agricultural marketing system. They had to sell their produce to the other sellers, big sellers in the market, and these big sellers will not be giving a fair price for the farmers for their produce. There will be faulty weighing system and manipulation of accounts, and manipulation of accounts happens due to the lack of knowledge of the farmers. Most of the farmers are illiterate Therefore, a fair price will not be given. Even after the farmers selling their products, they will not be getting the correct payment from the big sellers. So, these were the problems faced by the farmers in the olden days. Then lack of market information. The farmer doesn't have any information regarding the market, regarding the prices of different products. Then lack of storage facilities. After producing, the products have to be properly stored, otherwise the food grains will get destroyed. So farmers were lacking all these facilities. So these were the major problems faced by the farmers in the olden days. So in order to get rid of all these problems, under the initiation of government, agricultural marketing system was evolved. So with the introduction of agricultural marketing system, all the problems faced by the farmers that came to an end. Okay, so it avoids all the problems faced by the farmers, such as manipulation by the traders, lack of market information, and lack of storage facilities. Now there is a solution for all the problems faced by the farmers. Now let us see what are the solutions for all these problems. Measures to improve the agricultural marketing system. Now let us see what all things comes under the agricultural marketing system. Point number 1 is regulated markets. They are organized with a view to protect the farmers from the malpractices of big sellers. Now, regulated markets. Initially, before, in the olden days, the farmers used to sell their products to the big sellers, where the farmers were not given fair price for their products. But now they have the chance to sell their products at a reasonable price. They can form cooperative societies. We will be discussing what are these cooperative societies as the next point in the same topic. So, the regulated markets, they are organized with a view to protect farmers from the malpractices of big sellers. We will come back to this particular point after discussing the next 2 points. Infrastructure facilities like roads, railways, godowns, storage facilities, etc. were provided to the farmers. The government agencies can collect the produce from the farmers from the particular area, so that when these products are collected by paying a reasonable price for the farmers, it will be collected in the big storage houses which is constructed by the government. So the crops which are produced by the farmers will be collected directly by the government agencies. So the food crops will not get destroyed and farmers will get a reasonable price. Then proper transportation system. Whatever they are producing in their agricultural land, it has to be transported to the nearby markets. So such facilities, infrastructure facilities will be provided under the agricultural marketing system. Point number 3, cooperative marketing. Its aim is to realize fair price for the produce of the farmers. So cooperative marketing, through cooperative marketing, what is the main aim? To realize the fair price for the produce. The farmers need to get a reasonable price for their product. If they are selling the same to the big sellers, they will not be getting a reasonable price. But if they want to get a reasonable price, it has to be sold to the cooperative societies. Now let us see what are these cooperative societies. The cooperative societies or marketing societies are formed collectively by the farmers. These marketing societies or cooperative societies are collectively formed by the farmers, where farmers can sell their produce at a reasonable price. Best example is milk cooperative societies. They are collectively formed by the farmers. Likewise, cooperative societies are collectively formed by the farmers, where the farmers will be collecting their food grains and they will be selling it to these cooperative societies and they will be getting a reasonable price instead of selling it to the big sellers outside. So cooperative milk societies are best examples for that. So the milk will be collected in these milk societies and finally it will be taken by agencies like Milma, other agencies, etc. Now next is different other policy measures like minimum support price, buffer stock, PDS, etc., which you are very familiar with these terms. You have already learned in class 9 economics regarding all these topics. First is minimum support price. What is this minimum support price? Government will fix a minimum support price for the products like pulses, grains, etc., which are produced by the farmers. Government will buy these food grains directly from the farmers. Now, if it is given to the big sellers outside, the farmers will not be getting a reasonable price. If the price of one particular food grain is 50 rupees given by the government, that 50 rupees is the minimum support price. The farmers will be getting a reasonable price. If it is going below 50, it is not profitable for the farmers. So that support is given by the government for these farmers. So if the price goes below 50, it will not be profitable for the farmers. Farmers need to get a reasonable price. So that reasonable support price is given by the government so that it will not go below that particular level. That is known as minimum support price. The support is given by the government. So this is a great blessing for the farmers because whatever they produce, and they will be getting a reasonable price in which it will not be going below that. So government will be directly purchasing these food grains from the farmers. So this is one of the most important element of agricultural marketing system. Now the next is buffer stock. Now when the government is purchasing these food grains directly from the farmers, government is able to maintain a buffer stock. Why this buffer stock is maintained by the government? It can be used in the case of shortages, and this buffer stock is maintained by FCI, that is Food Corporation of India. Now, public distribution system, it works through ration shops. You know that during this lockdown period, people are getting benefit from the public distribution system, which works through ration shops. And you know the different types of ration cards are there as per the norms, that is APL and BPL card, isn't it? And we have got yellow ration card, then pink color, blue and white color. So depending on that, on the income level of the people, the government has given different types of ration cards and people are getting benefit. Even during the lockdown period, we are getting a lot of benefit. This is, government is able to provide this due to the buffer stock it has. Okay, so especially during this Onam season, we were getting a lot of benefits. Even for APL as well, APL also we were getting so much benefit. So through public distribution system, which is working through ration shops, government is able to distribute the food grains which they have collected from the farmers by paying the amount. So public distribution system thus protects the income of the farmers because government is directly buying from the farmers and maintaining a buffer stock, and through that it is distributed through the ration shops. Public distribution system. It not only protects the income of the farmers, but for consumers also it is a blessing. Food grains are provided at a subsidized rate to the poor. For example, if the price of 1 kg of rice is 35, if we buy it from the private seller through ration shops, we will be getting 1 kg of food rice for 15 rupees. So we are getting the food grains at a subsidized rate. So that amount will vary according to the different types of ration cards. Okay, so this is the benefit of public distribution system. So through agricultural marketing system, not only the farmers are getting benefit, we the consumers are also getting the benefit. So the agricultural marketing system consists of regulated markets. So all these comes under this regulated markets. They are organized with a view to protect the farmers from the malpractices of big sellers. So all these can be connected to regulated markets, market for the farmers to sell their produce at a reasonable price. So it can be somewhat being related to cooperative markets, regulated markets, which is undertaken with the initiation of government. So next is infrastructure facilities, providing good infrastructure facilities for the farmers, then cooperative marketing, other different policy measures such as minimum support price, buffer stock and public distribution system. Now, we will move on to the problems faced by the agricultural marketing system. Even though this agricultural marketing system is under the initiation of government, it is still faced with some problems. Let us see what are the problems faced by the agricultural marketing system. Point number 1, in most of the areas, the agricultural marketing system is dominated by private traders like rich farmers, political leaders, money lenders, etc. They have influence with the government, and in most of the areas this agricultural marketing system is dominated by the private traders like rich farmers, political leaders and money lenders. So ultimately who is suffering? Farmers are suffering because most of the markets are dominated by rich landlords so that they can sell their products at a higher price, isn't it? Money lenders as well as the political leaders. Then products handled by the government and cooperative societies is only 10%. Only 10% of the farmers' produce are handled by the government and cooperative societies. The rest all produce of farmers are handled by the private sector. That is why there is a wide variation in the price for the food grains which we are getting from the ration shop and from the private seller. So whatever the farmers are producing, only a 10% of the farmers produce is under the control of the government and the cooperative societies, and the rest are all handled by the private sector. This is due to the influence of the rich farmers, political leaders and money lenders in the agricultural marketing system. So that has to be avoided. So these are the problems faced by the agricultural marketing system. So I hope it is clear to you. Thank you.